Hello, hello.
Hello. Hi. Good
How are you
morning.
today?
Very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can you tell me,
Yeah.
are you Noah? What's your first name?
Yes, Noah. Oh, it's something else showing there. Sorry, apologies. Sorry.
I'm Rick. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too. I'm Noah, by the way. I think this is my other name showing on Teams.
It's
So
okay. I got Noah. I got
yeah,
interview with Noah. I'm good.
yeah,
So,
okay.
let's begin.
Yeah.
I apologize for being late. I just came from my workout, so I'm a little shaky right now, but I'll be all
That's all right.
right. So,
Yeah.
here's how I want to structure this. I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself.
Yeah.
And then you tell me a little bit about yourself and why you're leaving your current role and whatnot, everything about your current stuff.
Yeah.
And then I have a speed round of questions for you at the end, and then
Sure.
we'll follow up with any next steps. So,
Yeah.
my name is Rick,
Yeah.
and I run the Tally AMO.
Yeah.
I started with Tally back in February as a Scrum Master. I've been a Scrum Master certified since about 2006.
Wow.
And once they saw my numbers changing, my numbers going up and things going well, they wanted to put me, they asked for me to run all the teams.
Wow.
So I've been doing that for about 100 days now, and we're working on an agile journey for everybody.
Yeah.
And trying to still get deliveries. So we're in the middle of this waterfall / agile approach.
Yeah.
We're trying to change mindsets as far as leadership goes.
Yeah.
And we're working on a lot of reporting, BI reporting, and easy BI reporting, and just good ways to give management easy reviews of what's going on. For right now, we have 14 teams,
Right.
and I'm looking for a Scrum Master that can run 2 teams.
Yeah.
And we have 1 technical product owner. We're hiring more, and we have a couple of product owners that are not as technical.
Yeah.
And then we have BAs on every team. We have development on every team, tech lead on every team,
Yeah. Great.
and QA on every team.
Good.
So we've been doing that for a while now, and we're still making tweaks and changes. There's always room for improvement. So we try to, investigate and iterate and keep investigating and changing. So, and I've been doing this. I was a project manager before that, certified project manager. I was a certified product owner. So I was a product owner for a couple of years, Scrum Master for a couple of years, product owner a couple of years, Agile, enterprise Agile coach. So I've done all the roles, and now I'm leading this AMO.
Great.
So, and I'm certified in everything, and I belong to a couple of Agile groups, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, great.
And I think that's about it. So tell me a little bit about yourself and why you're leaving this current role.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction. Really insightful. So my name is Noah. So I'm also like you. I'm an agile coach. I'm a Scrum Master. Sometimes, depending on how the composition of teams are, I work as a product owner, and just QA as well. I started my career as a quality assurance engineer, so I create test plans, test products. I've tested different.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong. Hold on one second.
Okay, no worries.
So, because I'm looking on Friday. This is Thursday. It's Friday for you. But this,
It's Friday.
no, it's not. Today is the Wednesday the 7th, right? And you're Thursday the 8th now. So you're Thursday morning, right?
Yes, Thursday morning.
Okay. So I'm here. I'm good. I'm getting where. It's a big world, Noah. Did you know it's a big world? So it's tomorrow where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's still today here.
Absolutely. Exactly. I'm in Australia, so the time zone and all of that.
Still getting used to that. I'm sorry. Please go for it. I'm good.
No worries. So as I was saying, I started as a QA engineer. So basically, I test artifact software products in different domains, financial, telecoms, insurance. So I've done a lot of QA, and I then transitioned to being a project manager for an organization that was specialized in business process automation. So basically, we work with financial institutions to try to optimize their process, remove non-value process, and then try to really optimize the system. We've done that for different products, for banks especially. And we automated the account opening process for a bank that was really manual, and they needed the customers to fill manual forms, to open accounts. So we automated the form, improved the process just to get that turnaround time, more quickly for the customer. And I moved on to a Pan-African company in Nigeria called InterSwitch. So they have branches in different parts of Africa and in Germany. So I collaborated with teams, distributed teams in different countries to build solutions. We built mobile bank applications for banks in Africa, basically. I led that effort. So it was a bit of agile and traditional project management approach, because the banks were still pretty much traditional in their ways of doing things. So I had to manage our agile team in-house, and then collaborated with the external stakeholder implementing traditional. I'm certified as well, PMP certified. Been certified for a couple of years now. I also have agile certifications, scaled agile, PSM, lean certification. So I've worked on several strategic projects for InterSwitch, because I worked there for nearly 5 years. So I changed team, but the highlight for me there was the strategic implementation of financial inclusion application. So what happened was, in Nigeria, because of the way the country is, the banks are not willing to create bank branches in every part of the country. It's too expensive. So we needed to use technology to solve that problem. And how do we solve the problem? We created a solution, agency banking solution, kind of wallet system, user management and all, and then it will allow people living in those rural areas to be able to perform basic transactions, such as transfer and paying for their bills using low-end phones, USSD channels, which was really good. We created the support portal, we created the iOS, the Android USSD application for accessibility. So that earned me position with HP. I'm working on a strategic project for HP. So we built a new agile team. We built Scrum team working on that initiative. So I was leading that effort as an RT engineer, actually. And sometimes I work as product owner on that initiative, because we need to actually, it's a mix, because we need to actually create a custom device for a new market segment. So HP develop laptops, printer, all of that stuff. So yeah, you need to understand what the customer wants, what their budget is, when they want it, all of that stuff. We talk about it, try to understand what the best solution will be for them, and I manage backlog, prioritize it for the team, also facilitate all the ceremonies, really preaching the agile ways of working, coaching them on the best. We use Scrum and Kanban for managing flow of work. And so basically, I had to build the Scrum team up, coach them, and also scale that across the different squad, working with other Scrum Masters on the team. So it's actually a contract role, and I'm winding down. We're trying to hand off what we've built to the customer at this point, and then finish the project. So that's why I'm in the market to look for another role where I can deploy my skills to help the organization grow. So that's an overview of what I've been doing a couple of years.
So why are you talking about leaving?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it's a contract role. It's an 8-month contract role. So we've actually completed the project. So we're just like transitioning the artifact to the customer and handing over to HP. And I've moved to Australia, so the time zone, like you can, yeah.
So you're in Melbourne now?
No, I'm actually in Tasmania, but I also have friends in Melbourne, so I stayed there a couple of weeks, you know.
And you're near Melbourne.
Yes, close to Melbourne. I'm 14
Okay,
minutes
fine.
away from Melbourne. Yeah.
Okay, what's the name of the town?
It's in Tasmania.
Oh, Tasmania.
Yeah, Tasmania. Yeah. Yeah. Have you heard of Tasmania?
Well, I've heard of Bugs Bunny, and Bugs Bunny used to have the Tasmanian Devil
Yeah.
on TV, the cartoon. I don't know if it's probably before your time,
Yeah.
but all I know is the Tasmanian Devil from Bugs Bunny.
Oh, yeah, I know. I live close to Bunny, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bugs Bunny was a cartoon here.
Oh.
Do you remember Bugs Bunny? Probably before your time.
Definitely before my time. I don't know.
Yeah. So Bugs Bunny had a cartoon.
Oh,
And,
okay.
Anyway, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me about yourself? I have a range of questions for you if you want to go through step 2.
Yeah, I'm happy to go through the questions. I think I'll share more as we go. Yeah.
Okay, so what I want you to do is think off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
And just give me your first honest answer that pops into your head. There's no real wrong answer if you know enough about Agile, so we'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay, first question.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be a Scrum Master at Tally?
Yeah, I think I've looked at the range of products that Tally Group offer. I see that you use technology to solve problems, to make energy customers get best value, be efficient. I've seen products such as tele acquire billing, customer tele customer solution, and I see what the capabilities are. I've worked on similar projects, in terms of data migration, building platform and tools, using AI to generate reports, insightful report to give business that enough information to be able to build custom product for their customers that will be impactful. I think that based on my skill range, I'm able to add to this initiative to build continuously build solutions that will be impactful to the customer. So yeah, I think my skill will be really useful in this team.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not a question I wanted to ask you, it's a separate question.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this new chat, GTP, chat? It's called chat. One second.
Yeah.
It's called Chat GPT. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I actually came across it yesterday, and I was seeing a stat about how they've just hit 1 million users, and I think it's quickest to the market comparing to other, Facebook and the like. So that was what I stumbled on when I was like trying to, because I was kind of building a website. I teach Agile as well. I teach people that are trying to get into the Agile space. So I have a website that I was working on. So I stumbled on that, but I have not actually delved into it to learn more. But I just saw that interesting
stuff. It just got announced. Twitter announced it. It's Elon Musk. You know him, right?
Yeah.
He's crazy, but he just started a company. So this is amazing. This is going to change all of our lives.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to see if it'll write a user story, and then I'm going to see if it'll take a user story and convert it into code.
Yeah.
I think it can do that, but I want to try it. So that's
really? It's going to convert a user story to code? Whoa.
Well, you can actually have it write code for you by putting in a question. So I want to see if it takes a real user story and converts it. So don't steal my idea. That's my idea now.
I'll keep that in mind. I was sure look at that. That's interesting.
So next question.
Yeah.
What does people over processes look like in practice?
Yeah, I think, Agile preaches collaboration. I think for me, the most important part of project or any implementation are the people. we can have the best process, but people actually implement process. So you need to have motivated people, T-shape, you people in your team, people that they have the right skills, but they are willing to embrace other skills and learn more, just contribute positively. The key for me is the growth mindset. Always be open to learn new things, and improve. So yeah, you can have the best process, but you need people to actually run it. That's the way I interpret that. I think, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. A team member has stopped attending a daily scrum.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I need to have a word with person, try to understand why we have that situation on our hand. What's the problem? Is the person does person have concern that the daily scrum is not effective or a waste of time? And this are some of the things you do, especially if you're working with team members that are not agile, that are traditional. They might like, oh, I don't know why we need to have daily stand up every day. So basically, you need to coach that team member on the importance of actually attending the session. Also, you need to really inspect: are we doing the daily stand up right? Why does this person have this concern that I don't want to attend this? Are we wasting time? Is the ceremony not adding value? If it's not adding value, we need to change that. We need to change what is made. Is it that we're spending too much time in the session and everybody is wondering, that it's really not productive? So, and that's why it's important to keep it focused on what have we done yesterday, what are we doing today, talk about the impediment, and then we can actually take impediments outside and have conversations to resolve it rather than turning this daily stand up to long meetings. I think that's why many people feel like every day we talk at 1 hour meeting to yeah. So you really need to.
Yeah, and FYI, we also have some status updates because we still have some old school project managers.
Yeah.
So we're trying to work together with project managers and Scrum Masters. So I see you've done that in your career.
Yes.
That's a tricky thing.
Yeah, it is
very
actually
tricky.
The balance is very fine lines. You need to manage. That's where the stakeholder management really comes to play. You need to take it slowly. Yeah, you need to be agile, but you don't implement like textbook kind of. Oh yeah, Scrum said this. We must do it this way. You need to actually ease people into it and understand that the mindset is continuously going to change once they start seeing value and benefit. So yeah, and as I said, I worked on projects where I'm not looking to change their ways of working because they're external clients. They have their ways of working. We just have to collaborate and get the best value of the situation. So I have to be flexible.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Okay, a couple more questions.
Yep.
How do you address new requirements in the middle of a sprint?
Yeah, so it depends on the source of the requirement. So it depends on, so like an agile team should be able to respond to changes. We would have conversation with the product owner to see, why is this requirement coming, and then is this going to threaten our sprint goal? If it is, we would evaluate. The product owner ultimately have the overall, like, the accountability on the sprint. Like, you decide when the sprint goal is obsolete. So if it's critical that we implement the requirement, yes, we have to be flexible and change course. That means the sprint goal has been confirmed to be obsolete in that time, and then we have to take on board the new requirement. But we need to always, that's why coaching is important. If it's an occurring thing, frequently occurring thing, every time we set a goal for our sprint and we're starting the sprint, there's a new requirement every single time, then there's the need to actually, it's either you need to coach people the source of the requirement, where it's coming from, and really preach the agile ways of working, and let them know what we're trying to do, and then change that situation. So you need to tackle it from the source as well.
Thank you. Just 4 more.
Yeah, that's all right.
Your team velocity drops over the course of several sprints.
Yeah.
What do you do?
again, you need to investigate the root cause. Why is this velocity dropping? Right? Is it because we've added new team members to the team, or yeah, you check that. Um, if that's the root cause, when you add a new member or new members to the team, we know that we need to accommodate that slight drop in velocity. Again, if it's product based, like we're working on something new, like research based, and it requires a lot of research and development. That's also something to look out for. You also need to investigate, is it from people's perspective, like people on the team, is it that there's no, like they don't have the required skills to work on a feature or something. So we try to check what can be done in terms of trainings, to correct that situation, so you can tackle it from this perspective.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, that's beautiful. How many teams do you run now currently today?
4 Scrum teams.
Oh, you have 4.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is, that wasn't a question.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. 3 more questions.
Yeah.
How do you, or do you track each team member's daily Scrum tasks?
Yeah. So, well, I know Agile says you don't need to track. Developers are responsible for tracking their work, but of course, how I run my stand-ups, like we have an Azure DevOps board where we have all the work items for the sprint. We go through
And that's
those.
a Jira board? I'm sorry, is that a Jira board you
Also,
use?
it's like, so I've used Jira board in InterSuite, my former role. This role, the company uses Azure DevOps. It's called ADO board. It's another flavor of your product man. It's by Microsoft.
Yeah.
So
okay, but Agile says you don't need to track closely, but run the stand-ups closely.
Yeah, so I of course the work item. So how I run it, I wanted to say, so basically during the stand-up we check the progress of the work items, so that if something, you need to have a better view on the work items, right? So we'll see if somebody's struggling, or the stories are not moving as they should. Then we can inspect quickly and find any course of action, to resolve that situation quickly before we.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice answer. Thank you. Okay, 2 more.
Yeah.
What is your favorite retrospective technique and why?
Well, so basically, during retrospective, it's just to, set the base. Why are we here? Of course, because we've done it many times, they already know it's part of them. So basically to inspect the process. What have we done well in our last sprint? What didn't go well? Areas of improvement. Basically, that's the structure for my retrospective, and then everybody has a voice. I've created a safe psychological space for everybody to be honest about what we've done, and I continuously preach the Scrum values. Let's be open, let's be respectful. There's no need to say, hey Ricky, you didn't do something well. Let's talk about the process rather than focusing on people, to avoid confrontations. And so we're respectful, we are open, we're courageous to talk about things that are not working and find a way forward to resolve those issues, so that we can implement the next sprint better.
That's the best technique. That's the best answer I've heard so far. Yeah. Normally, they say, why do the sailboat technique? You didn't even talk about that. You talked about inspecting, adopting, the voice of the team, coaching Scrum values. Perfect answer. Thank you. Last question. Yeah. What's your favorite thing about Agile? What gets you up in the morning to go to work? How does Agile? What's your favorite thing about Agile? A
couple of things actually inspires me every day, even when I'm not feeling my best. First is about the product I'm working on. Like, I like to work on projects that are impactful. So when I wake up and I realize that, oh yeah, this product we're building, people actually use it impacts the life. of people positively, I'm happy. In terms of your question, straight up, what I like about Agile is flexibility, is the autonomy. Like I'm able to coach teams. I think in my role as a Scrum Master, that reference point. I coach teams. I provide that leadership. People come to me, to talk about their issues, even personal issues. Sometimes, and ask for advice. And I just create that environment where people are able to collaborate, share difficulties, we work, be open. Those are some of the values I preach. Be open. Let's talk about these issues. There's no need sitting on your hands. Even if you do not have solution right away, it's okay. Let's talk about it and find a way. Someone else in the team might have solution to that issue. But in terms of agility, I think that it provides the best value for the customer if implemented well. We can respond to changes. We know right now businesses have to be flexible, agile, respond to their customer needs. It's very customer centric, so you can actually get value to your customer very quickly rather than implement a whole lot the predictive way of thinking that you have all the project plan cast in stone and you must implement it to T. So I just love the whole concept. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. So I wanted to know. I think you actually touched on it, but maybe a bit more the composition of the team and what maybe what they are working on currently. Are they doing like data migration? Because I see that some product here you actually need to.
Yeah, so it would be, it's two teams, and here we name teams after, I'm a big Star Trek fan. I don't know if you ever saw Star Trek. It's probably before your time too. But Star Trek is a big show for me. I love space, and I love space exploration. So all of our teams are named after space objects.
Oh yeah.
And they're named after specific, like if you're an Indian team, if you're in India, you're named after an Indian space object. We have a team in Vietnam. We're naming their team after a Vietnam space object or satellite or whatever. But the teams that I am looking for you to run would be a team called Jupiter. They're a platform team. They work on the platform issues. And the other one is a team called Kuma. And Kuma is a satellite, I think, in India. And that's more of application support and UI work.
Right, great.
All right. So, and there's different varying degrees of people's, experience and experience levels. So everybody needs coached, even the Scrum Masters. I'm coaching the Scrum Masters. We had a community of practice and we lost a Scrum Master who was leading that community of practice. So now we're looking to ramp up another community of practice. Sorry. Hold on a second. One more.
This is a reminder. Take the trash out.
So my computer reminds me that I have to take the trash out today.
Wow, that's lovely. Is that an app or
gadget.
like your?
It's an Alexa. It's an Amazon
Alexa.
Okay,
yeah, lovely.
But since I'm a space guy, I don't call it Alexa. I call it computer.
Lovely, interesting.
But I love gadgets. I love all the new gadgets. I have gadgets that mop my floor, vacuum my floor. I love gadgets. I love robots.
Makes life easy.
All right, I'm sorry. So anything else you want to ask me about?
Nah, that's all right. Just, I think final question would just be next steps. Just to know next steps from me.
Well, we're interviewing, especially interviewing 4 Scrum Masters this round. One of them is not showing up. One I've already interviewed, so I only have one more interview left. But I'm actually recommending that I'm going to send you to the next round. So I'm going to send you to my boss's round and see if he wants to talk to you first. But I really like this experience, and I think that you would be a good match for our team. I just don't have, it's a big company. I can't just make the decision without other people. So I have some good positive vibes. It's not really about, to me, it's not about the interview itself. It's more about our collaboration vibe and how we
Exactly,
get
yeah,
along.
lovely. Thank you. It's been exciting as well, talking to you. I think I can learn a lot from you as well, going forward. So it'd be really lovely to work with you. And thank you for
Well,
the
we'll
feedback.
see what I can do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
and
you
you have
so
a
much.
great day.
You too. Take care. It's evening
Thank
there, right? I think so.
It's evening.
Oh.
It's yesterday evening.
Oh yeah. Enjoy. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.